Have you ever loved someone who seemed to pull away the closer you tried to get? That feeling of waiting for a text, wondering, what did I do wrong? Sound familiar? If you're here, chances are you've loved someone with an avoidant attachment style. And trust me, this says nothing about your worth but everything about their defense mechanisms. Hi, I'm Jim. In today's video, we're going to uncover the truth behind the pulling away behavior of avoidant partners. Not to blame, but to help you deeply understand. Why do they do this? And more importantly, what should you do to avoid losing yourself in the process? Picture this. You're in love. Everything seems perfect. And then suddenly they become distant, cold, even silent for days. You assume they've fallen out of love? Not exactly. The shocking truth, they both crave and fear intimacy. And that fear drives them to destroy the very thing they actually need. This video will give you the answers. The real reason they withdraw. The 3 biggest mistakes that cost you your self-worth. The challenge don't chase strategy, how to communicate with calm strength. And most importantly, how to protect your heart without turning into a desperate version of yourself. If you've ever felt stuck in the loop of chasing, being pushed away, feeling miserable, don't skip a second. Hit subscribe and stay with me until the end. Because this isn't just about saving a relationship, it's about saving your peace and your worth. Do you know what the most dangerous thing is when loving an avoidant person? It's not that they pull away. It's how you react when they do. Why? Because when distance shows up, our instinct is to fill that gap immediately. You start texting over and over. Are you okay? Did I do something wrong? You think you're saving the relationship, but in reality, you're unintentionally pushing them even further away. Mistake 1, chasing them for reassurance. You think, if I just try harder, they'll stay. But with someone avoidant, every step you move forward makes them take 1 step back. Not because they hate you, but because their brain is sounding the alarm. Danger, I'm being controlled. The result, the more you chase, the faster they run, and the smaller and more desperate you start to feel. Mistake 2, staying silent but abandoning your own feelings. You hear advice like, just stay calm, don't do anything. And you follow it, but inside, you're suffocating with fear of losing them. You stay quiet not because you feel at peace, but because you're anxious. You suppress your feelings and lose your voice. This is called self-abandonment, and it's even more dangerous than chasing. Mistake 3, turning yourself into the version you think they want. You start changing to be loved, texting less, acting cold, even pretending you don't need them. But inside, you're hurting and faking it. This isn't a strategy, this is losing yourself. And once you lose yourself, even if the relationship continues, it's no longer real. Remember this, chasing, staying silent out of fear, or pretending, all of these are forms of betraying yourself. An avoidant person may trigger your fear of abandonment, but you cannot let that fear drive your life. In the next part, I'll show you the only way to break this cycle. The challenge, don't chase. Strategy, a way to communicate that keeps you calm and strong while protecting your value. Trust me, if you master this, you'll never have to live in that anxious, desperate state again. Don't look away, because this is the turning point that will pull you out of the spiral of pain. By this point, you've understood 2 important things. The avoidant doesn't pull away because you're not good enough, but because, to them, closeness feels like a danger zone. And the biggest mistake is your reaction, chasing after them, going silent out of fear, or pretending to be someone else. So, how do you break free from this cycle? How do you stay calm, protect your self-worth, and avoid playing mind games or becoming someone you're not? The answer is challenge, don't chase. What does challenge mean? It's not about arguing, blaming, or forcing someone to change. Challenge means you speak the truth calmly. You maintain your boundaries and needs without wavering from fear of abandonment. You give the other person a chance to become aware rather than rescuing them from their own fears. When you do this, you send a very clear message. I care about this relationship, but I also care about myself. And if this can't be balanced, I'm willing to choose what's best for me. That's the energy of someone confident and secure. And believe me, it's more powerful than any pretend to be busy tactic you've ever heard. 3 principles of challenge, don't chase. Principle 1. Stay calm, no blaming, no drama. Don't say things like, why did you disappear? "You don't love me anymore, do you?" These only make the avoidant retreat further. Instead, say, "I've noticed that when things get close, you tend to pull away. I want to understand what's happening." Neutral tone, no attack, just a desire to connect. Principle 2, speak from your experience, don't judge their motives. Don't say, "You don't care about me at all." Instead, "I feel distant when we don't talk for days. What I'm hoping for is a more stable connection." You're sharing your feelings without accusing anyone. Principle 3, detach yourself from immediate outcomes. This isn't a conversation to force someone to change overnight. It's for you to be clear about your own worth. Their reaction is data. Are they willing to meet your basic needs? Real-life example. Suppose they go silent for a week. Don't send 10 messages or vanish in anger. Instead, say, "I care about this relationship, but I also need stability. If you need space, I respect that, but long silences don't work for me. Can we find a way for both of us to feel comfortable?" You're not begging. You're not attacking. You set boundaries while respecting both sides. And here's the most important thing. This strategy isn't about holding on to the avoidant at all costs. It's about protecting your own peace and self-respect. Because if they can't respond, even when you've been clear, that's not your fault, it's their limitation. You know what's more important than keeping a relationship? It's keeping yourself in that relationship. Because you can love an avoidant, you can sympathize with their fear, but you shouldn't pay the price with your peace and your worth. Here's the thing. Loving someone doesn't mean sacrificing yourself to maintain the connection. Many stay in distant relationships hoping, "If I'm more patient, they'll change." But in reality, you're putting your life in the hands of someone who isn't ready, and that's not fair to you. This is when you need to shift the question from, "How do I keep them?" to, "Is this person able to stay and meet what I need?" Setting boundaries isn't an ultimatum. It's a statement of self-respect. You have the right to say, "I need stability in this relationship. If, after I've made this clear, you still can't meet it, I will have to step back to protect myself." Sounds hard? It is. But imagine you keep enduring, staying up all night waiting for a message, doubting yourself, living in insecurity. That's not healthy love. It's self-harm. What Matthew Hussey said is so true. You're not abandoned because you're not good enough. You're pushed away because they're not ready to receive the love you bring. Don't forget this. Your worth isn't defined by someone else's ability to love you. Protect your heart, set clear boundaries, and if they can't step over them, let them go. Not because you don't love, but because you love yourself enough not to accept half-hearted love. At the end, I'll help you close this loop with a powerful message. Why letting go at the right time is the greatest act of self-love you can make, and how to move forward without doubting your worth. Don't look away. This ending will be the reminder you need to escape the pain and step into a love you deserve. So, after everything we've talked about today, I want you to remember one thing. You're not abandoned because you're not good enough. You're abandoned because the other person isn't ready to receive the love you bring. That doesn't make you any less worthy. Let this story be your reminder. You deserve a safe, stable love where you're heard and valued, not a love that keeps you anxious and doubting yourself. Don't keep chasing someone just to prove your worth, because your worth is already there, independent of who chooses to stay. If you're in this situation, give yourself permission to set boundaries and let go when necessary. Not because you don't love, but because you love yourself enough to say, "I deserve better." Remember, when one door closes, it's not the end. It's space for another door to open, a door leading to a relationship where you don't have to lose yourself to be loved. If you find this video helps you understand more, grow stronger, hit subscribe and turn on notification. Because here, we'll continue to journey together, learning how to build healthy, secure relationships, and most importantly, how to love yourself deeply. See you in the next video. And remember, keep your heart intact. You never have to ask permission to be fully loved.